Hey there, Pisces. Welcome to your reading for the week of April 15th. We are going to jump right in here. You have this beginnings card. It says something new is emerging or a new source of income. It says you are sleeping. Enjoy the same. What does it say? It says you're sleeping, enjoying the same old things, the same old ways. So it says you need to embrace the power of newness and make room for new possibilities. And you have this undecided card. It says dealing with fluctuating goals or income. It's important to stay informed on the shifts that are occurring. So I do feel like you need to stay focused this week. I actually don't really feel that sleeping is that big of an issue right now, Pisces. Like, it's a Mercury retrograde still. You know, if you want to sleep, sleep. I think that Mercury retrogrades are a good time for, you know, kind of like sleeping and resting, relaxing, recovering, and all that other stuff. You have the Lovers, the Chariot, and the Five of Swords. This could be love, and we'll talk about that, but with the Chariot there and the Five of Swords, this would tell me that you are kind of like going on a new journey. I was literally about to say the word journey, and look at this card. It says journey on it. So clearly, what I was gonna say is that you're about to go on a new journey. You know, the Chariot literally represents that, and so you know, I think that this journey, it might not involve travel. It could just say that you are, you know, picking a new direction in work or business, or you're doing something new, which definitely comes up for you all the time. And, you know, so that, you know, that doesn't really necessarily surprise me. Yeah, you have the Sagittarius card as well. It says expansion on it. So, you know, obviously we'll read more into that in just a minute, but, you know, it does seem to be kind of like a expansive reading, or a reading where you could be doing a lot of growing or focusing on growing just in general. You have the Lovers here, and the Lovers, you know, you have that undecided card, and the Lovers can definitely, you know, traditionally it was called the Crossroads. It represented being undecided, being at a crossroads, having a choice to make. And what I would say here is, like, everything in the reading is clearly saying pick the new path. You have the Judgment card. You know, those people are in their coffins. And I always say that, you know, inside the coffin, it represents their old life. Outside the coffin is their new life. Four of Wands says you have to end one thing to have another. Chariot, he's leaving that city behind him and he's doing this to set himself apart. So, you know, this reading is pretty straightforward. You know, at least that part of the reading is pretty straightforward to me. I feel everything is saying, you know, pick the new path, pick the new direction. That is going to be the direction that leads to the most success. I do see you having to leave things behind. Like, maybe you are leaving something behind that is comfortable, or, you know, that you've been doing for a very long period of time. But I think that these are, you know, this is a big upgrade that's coming in for you. Even in your next row, you have this card that says you are destined to succeed. So if you are allowing, you know, your fears to prevent you from being successful, I would get moving, because it looks like you're destined to succeed. You have the Chariot. Definitely could be some sort of victory here. I want to see what else is going on and kind of like soak this all up. I do feel like some of you could be literally moving or traveling. But for the most part, I feel the Chariot is just talking about setting yourselves apart. You know, setting the Chariot, he's leaving that city so he can be different, so that he can, you know, do things on his own terms or in his own ways. And I think that's pretty much what Pisces is meant to do right now anyway. Now you have the Five of Swords. Five of Swords can represent a breakup or a separation, but really Five of Swords is kind of like winning at all costs, and also he is going a different direction. These two people are kind of like going away from him, and he's going a totally different direction, and he is the winner, by the way. So don't be afraid to set yourself apart, is what I feel like this first row is saying. Or it's saying you are setting yourselves apart. You could be going a different direction than everybody else, right? Or, you know, everybody in your life could be going one way and you're going the other. I mean, you're literally a Pisces. That is what Pisces do. You know, you're meant to kind of go against the grain. Sometimes I feel that about Pisces. So, you know, there you go. With the Lovers, you have the Queen of Wands here. You do have the Queen of Wands twice, going Nine of Cups down to the Queen of Wands. So someone finds you very attractive, Pisces. You know, it could be any sign. You've been getting fire with me, but it could also be, I think you've been getting fire and earth. You have fire and earth right here. So, you know, of course, it could be any sign. It could be a Cancer, a Gemini. You know, like I said, it could be any sign, general reading. But if you are looking for love, then I feel like there is a lot of love coming, or there is someone clearly coming in for you. This has been every single reading I've done for you this month has had this. She has this sunflower right here, and the sunflower kind of represents her joy and happiness. You know, in her desire, she moves towards her desires. So again, if you are making a choice or a decision in your life, and it doesn't have to be love, could be any area of your life, the Queen of Wands says, you know, follow your passions. You know, move towards your desires, and that's what I would do there. With the Chariot, you have the Eight of Wands. Yeah, something is happening very quickly for you. Some of you could be moving sooner than expected as well, is what I'm getting. So if you are moving, or if you are thinking about moving to somewhere new in your life, then I feel that this could be happening much sooner than expected. And that's kind of what I'm picking up on here. So again, maybe you think you're gonna move, in a few months, and you end up moving in a month. I don't know. I just see something kind of happening faster than you expected, or it's like there's an opportunity that you can't pass up, so you take it. One of those deals, and that's kind of what I feel here. I also feel like there could be just quick success coming in for you. Obviously, I mean, Chariot, Eight of Wands, they both represent, a quick win or a quick success. With the Five of Swords, you have the Six of Pentacles. Six of Pentacles is equal give and take, and so I feel for a lot of you that you do have a desire to find situations where if you put energy in, you get something out. I really feel the simpler way to say this for Pisces is, I feel like Pisces is in a time where they are truly valuing themselves more, and so I feel like you are getting your value from situations that you enter into: love, business, money, spirituality, all situations, your health, everything in your life. I kind of feel like you are valuing yourself more, and you're starting to put yourself first, which I think is going to lead to more value in your life, is going to lead to more, equal situations. So it just looks better overall. Next, in the area of the unexpected, you have this card that says you are destined to succeed. Funny enough, you also have this card that says imagination clouds your judgment. So I don't think that it's imagination that's clouding your judgment necessarily, but kind of is. I think that what's going on here is that a lot of you are answering a calling with that Judgment card, and I feel that this is saying that you need to. It's like you could be doing a lot of thinking, this will work this way, or whatever I'm dreaming of won't work because of these things that have happened in my past, and all these thoughts rushing in my head with this card. So I feel like it's saying you can, be a Pisces and daydream all day long, or you can get down to work and actually see how something is going to turn out. And I think that's the energy Pisces needs to embrace, is instead of dreaming of how something is going to work, just find out, actually make it happen, and put in the work and see what happens, because you are destined to succeed, as that card says. But I think that also your fears, those moments where you think oh, I can't do this because of this, fear or issue or challenge that I'm having, those are going to be the things that really hold you back. So I feel that you need to kind of move past those fears where you say, oh, I can't, start that business, or I can't do that thing because, of X, Y, Z. You have the Judgment card, Nine of Cups, and the Hermit. I really do feel like you're answering a calling. With that Hermit, I really do feel also that you are protecting your energy big time right now. So I don't necessarily feel you're completely avoiding people, but I do really see you being more picky with who you spend time with, and kind of saying, it's almost like you are kind of protecting your energy more. The Judgment card, I feel, is saying that you're having a wake up call, or you're waking up to new opportunities that are coming towards you, and I feel this will be, you are destined to succeed. You have the Nine of Cups. The Nine of Cups tells me that the universe really wants something for you. Nine of Cups is about being in the energy of what you want. But I kind of am getting a weird message here where it's saying more, I feel like the universe has you in the energy of what you want. So maybe you don't have the thing that you want yet. Maybe if you want love or business or success, whatever it is, doesn't matter. It's you are in that energy, and I feel like the universe is just waiting for you to, pour a little gas on the fire, right? I feel like the universe is waiting for you to, put in some work into whatever you're dreaming about here in this row. I don't really feel anything unexpected here, by the way, Pisces, just so you know. I label these rows, but I always say, if it doesn't fit, it doesn't fit, right? And so I don't really feel anything unexpected just in general. There could be unexpected communication this week, I will say that. I mean, Eight of Wands, Judgment with the Ace of Swords at the end as well. So, you could be getting communication from a person. I kind of feel like this could be new love, a King of Pentacles type person. Doesn't matter what gender you're into, but, we'll talk more about that in a minute. But really, I feel like what's more important is that you are in alignment with what you want. You have the Hermit. I feel like you've earned the right to do something, and so that's how I kind of look at the Hermit sometimes. He has done some soul searching. He's climbed to the top of this mountain. He's gone through a dark night of the soul, but he is at the top of the mountain. He has accomplished something. He has reached his goal. He's finished his dark journey. And I feel for a lot of you that that's what this reading is saying. You've finished finished your journey, and now it's time for you to show the world what you're made of. It's time for you to kind of share your voice, or do whatever it is that you want to do here, Pisces. So let's see. I also do feel like there could be a person who's like making themselves known to you here. Hermit with the Queen of Wands. So if you are looking for love, I do feel that there could be a new connection coming in for you, or it more or less could be a person who's letting, kind of making you aware of themselves, right? With the Judgment card, you have the Devil. The Devil can represent toxic energy. I always say, to me, the Devil really isn't that bad of a card. Sure, it can say that it's time to avoid toxic energy or toxic people or toxic situations. So I would definitely do that. And with the Judgment card and Mercury retrograde, I would definitely be careful of any, past toxic people if you've dealt with that. But for the most part, I just feel this is kind of like saying, avoid any past toxic things in general. With the Nine of Cups, you have the Ace of Cups. Definitely could be love coming in for you for sure. I mean, we go up to the Four of Wands here as well through that Ace of Cups. So, and, lovers, Queen of Wands twice going this way. I kind of feel like someone, for some of you, someone could be telling you that they find you attractive this week, or, they could be flirting with you, or something's going on here. So if you want love, looks amazing, and this whole entire month has looked really good for you for love. That doesn't mean, this kind of feels slow to me. Like, again, it could just start out as communication. Eight of Wands is a card of socializing, so I would, number one, say that I would encourage you to socialize. That's probably how you meet this person, but also, it could just start as socializing, as in you just start talking to this person, and then it kind of develops from there. With the Hermit, you have the Chariot. Damn, Pisces. All these, I love readings that have multiple repeating cards like this. This really says that, to me, it's kind of like confirmation from the universe. It's basically the universe saying I meant what I said when the cards repeat themselves. And it really doesn't happen all that often. But the Chariot would be a big victory. And, you have that card that says you're destined to succeed. So you are clearly destined to succeed on something at this time. Next, in the area of what's coming towards you, I love this. You have this fulfillment card. So what's coming towards you is fulfillment. It says peace, harmony, satisfaction, in alignment. I didn't even see that. There you go. Acceptance, happiness, positive mindset, in your power. Love it. You have this journey card. It says leaving familiar situations, letting go of the past, getting away, life journey, travel, vacations. I kind of feel that's like the key word there was leaving old familiar situations. I would look at a lot of the moments where you've stopped yourself from being successful at whatever it is, in the past. Like maybe you've prevented yourself from being in relationships because of whatever issue. Maybe you have stopped yourself from starting a business or continuing a business for a certain reason. And I kind of feel like that's what you're leaving behind, is the kind of like those blockages, those things that get in the way. And I would look at those things. The only way to get rid of them is to overcome them. And that's kind of what I'm feeling here with this energy. You have the Four of Wands, the Five of Cups, and the Queen of Wands. Yeah, I really feel there could be a very strong connection coming in for you. I'm not saying it's going to be here today or tomorrow or even in the month of April, although the energy shows up in the month of April. Of course, I always say, tarot isn't set in stone and the universe doesn't wear a watch. So, things happen when they're supposed to happen. And obviously, if you're not doing anything to get love, then you're definitely not going to get love. You have to do something, yes. So you have to put yourself out there, right? But what I would say is there is definitely solid energy here for you to work with. The Four of Wands is also a card of freedom and setting yourselves free. I feel a lot of you could be kind of like drawing more boundaries to protect your freedom. Like I've said to you, I've probably said this to you before. I think I have. But what I would say is I think that over the next couple of years, you could find more and more people demanding more and more of your time. So I would definitely encourage you to start learning how to put up boundaries now so that you don't have to wait and, so that you don't have to learn the hard way, basically. So if I was a Pisces, and I am, I would start putting up boundaries with people right now, like especially people wanting your time and your effort or your energy or whatever. I would be more picky with those situations, right? You have the Five of Cups. Five of Cups is a card of regrets and sadness. He's crying over spilt wine. But I really feel there's something so much better coming in for you here, Pisces. He needs to turn around and see these two cups. Then he gets this bridge and this castle over here. So the whole point of this card is that he has to turn around and see the bridge and the castle. And that's really what I feel for you. I feel like there's, new opportunities coming in for you. And it's like you could be worried about some sort of loss. And it's like you don't have to worry about it. You have the Queen of Wands. Again, I feel like there's like equal attraction here. This is my card of seduction, the Queen of Wands. So you could be attracting someone finds you attractive, and I feel like you would find them equally as attractive having the Queen of Wands twice in this connection. Could be a fire sign. I kind of feel like it's just a person who maybe is fiery or has fire in their chart. I feel a definite difference here as well. This could be like, you could be one of those couples where it's like maybe one of you is an extrovert and the other one's like a total introvert, like kind of like one of those things going on here. So I do feel like some sort of difference or something going on there, but definitely attraction. Queen of Wands is also my card of like being bold and assertive. And again, the whole entire reading says you really need to go for something. All your readings basically, say that, Pisces. With the Four of Wands, you have the Hangman. Yeah, this is what you've been waiting for right here, is what I feel like saying. It does not have to be love. Like I said, this could be you committing to something that you're going to work on that's going to improve your finances, with the King of Pentacles showing up in the good stuff. It could be anything, but I kind of feel like you're getting something that is, that is destined to succeed. But this is what you've been waiting for. With the Five of Cups, you have the King of Cups. This kind of tells me that you've conquered yourself in a lot of ways. The King of Cups could be Pisces, and he has very deep emotions. He has explored his emotions, and I'm wondering if that's what's going on here. Like, yeah, maybe you've had disappointments and sadness and, all these other things in your life, like most people have. But I kind of feel like you've learned how to get a hold of yourself. I feel like you over the past, like even just year or two, have really kind of been working on your own emotions, like how you feel about things and, all that other stuff. And it's almost like you've conquered yourself is what I feel like saying. I know that's kind of like a weird message, but I feel this is a good thing. It's like you've learned how to, deal with yourself. There you go. With the Queen of Wands, you have the Knight of Wands. Yeah, you're not going to find this person at home on your couch, as I always say. So I feel like you need to get out into the world and start exploring new opportunities. Knight of Wands is an adventure. You have the Chariot twice here. You have that Journey card as well. So I definitely feel we are in a time of adventure. Adventure comes up in every, sorry, I thought I was on this camera here. Every single reading I do has something about it, adventure here. So, I don't know. People love to tell me that I keep repeating about myself about adventure, but 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, just off the top there. So, again, it is what it is. Like, I could sit here and I could make up a bunch of BS so that I don't repeat myself, or I could just read the cards, which is what I do, right? So, again, clearly there's a lot of adventure opportunity. You have this, and here's another one right here, by the way. So 7. You have this Sagittarius card that says expansion. You are ready to expand and move forward to your next lucky break. Damn. I love that. You have this divine infinity. It says, challenge yourself to go beyond your limitations and you'll find your infinity. Yes, I think that everything you want, I said this on a podcast in 2020 with the Leo King. I said, everything you want is on the other side of something you've never done before. That was like the mantra I said for the next several years. And I think that is very true. We have to really push ourselves past that point where we would normally give up on something. That's what the universe is requiring of everybody right now, I believe. And it doesn't even have to be that scary, right? It just could be, it's like maybe you always make, maybe you've always had, there are just like certain cycles that we repeat in life. Like we are creatures of habit, I believe. I think that we get into comfort zones. And, really, I think that we have to break free from those comfort zones. Like it's been proven many, many times that if like someone goes from making like $60,000 a year to $100,000 a year, within a couple years, they always end up, going back to the $60,000 a year lifestyle. They kind of like will do things. Either they'll get another job where they only get paid $60,000 a year, or they will spend the extra money that they're making to live so that they go back to that $60,000 a year, right? So it's like those are the cycles that we have to work on, is those moments. And that is just an example. Someone always brings something up and says, it's not about money. It's not about money. I'm like, okay, have fun being poor, right? You can go somewhere else where people will tell you it's not all about money. This is the real world, the real life. We don't live in the 5D. We have to make money. Sorry, get over it, right? What I would say here is that it is all about money, number one, but it doesn't have to be money. This could be anything. People do this with their health. They do this with their relationships. They fall into the same type of relationship. And so it's like saying, what comfort zone can you break? What comfort zone can you get out of right now? And I think that everything you want will be on the other side of that, is what that card is saying. You have the King of Pentacles, Ace of Swords, and the Four of Pentacles. The King of Pentacles is a card of great abundance and money. Yes, so a lot of abundance and success coming in for you. With the King of Pentacles, I also feel like you could be creating a lot of stability with your finances in the King of Pentacles. So, you're finding something more predictable. And this said something about finding your infinity, which to me says that as far as work or business or money is concerned, it's like you're finding something that you can put energy into and, always get something out of it. You're finding something where you're not having to like work yourself to the bone, right? And so love it. I also love the King of Pentacles for love, because to me, it's a person, King of Pentacles is a person who's definitely serious about love, someone who kind of like wants to be in something long term. King of Pentacles type people usually really put in the work. You have the Ace of Swords. The Ace of Swords is a victory, and we see a lot of winning in this reading in general. I mean, Chariot, Eight of Wands, Chariot twice, really, this card here. So we see a lot of big wins going on for you, and you really could be in a time of winning. I would encourage you to double down on your wins and do more to, to increase those wins. And it's very simple. Whenever I say this, people always say, like, how do you double down on a win? And I always say, like, well, number one, document your wins. Like, that's what I do. Like, whenever I have something that works, like a YouTube video, a title, something I said, whatever, I always, I use Obsidian as a note-taking app, and I always take a note, and I kind of, I just put it in my own words. It doesn't have, you don't have to be wrong or right about it either. You can just say like, I'll just take a note where I'll say like, oh, this video worked and I think it's because of this. That's literally the note I will take. Then in the future, when I do another video about something else, I can always be like, oh, I remember, I said something about why this video worked. And I always revisit my notes. And I'm like, oh, I'll try that trick again. And then if it works again, then I'll say this definitely works. If it doesn't work again, then I'll say, oh, I was wrong. This didn't work and I need to change it. So, I've become like a total nerd about life recently, like over the past few years, right? Since I started doing this, probably about like 4.5 years ago when I blew up the channel. This is what I started doing. People always ask me, what did I do? That's exactly what I did. And it's free. It doesn't cost money, and it literally takes about 2 seconds a day to do it. I kid you not. My rule is I take one note a day. This is the rule I've implemented into my life about something new that I've learned or some sort of success that I'm having, and I just take a note in my own words, like of exactly what happened, and it's like changed my life in insane ways, right? So that's what I would do here, is just document your win. But again, we can pay attention to our win, or we can expand the win. We can be grateful. We can express the energy of gratitude for the win as well. That will also expand the win. You have the Four of Pentacles. Four of Pentacles, another card of financial stability. Again, normally I don't like the Four of Pentacles, but it's coming up in the good stuff. So I feel for a lot of you, there's definitely a positive change in your finances or a new flow going on in your finances. And so that's what I'll say there. With the King of Pentacles, you have the Four of Pentacles. Exactly what I just said. So I think that there's a new, better flow coming into your finances. With the Ace of Swords, again, you could be overcoming something with the Five of Pentacles. Five of Pentacles is feeling left out in the cold, but it's coming up in the good stuff. So you could be having like a victory over your finances. Like I said, I clearly got something about money here after my little public rant that I just went on, right? So there's something about money and your ideas about money, or, how you feel about money, and I think it's time for Pisces to start making money. And, my thing about money is that they just print it out of thin frickin' air. So you should make as much as you possibly can, plain and simple, right? And there's more than enough for all of us. So, because they just print it out of thin air, right? So what I would say here is I think it is our duty to make as much as possible. And that's what I would do right here with the Ace of Swords and the Five of Pentacles. But I also feel like there could be some blockages or something that you're overcoming. With the Four of Pentacles, you actually have two cards. One fell in my lap. You have the Emperor and the Two of Swords. I do feel some of you could be attracting your Emperor or fire sign. Like I said, I do get like fiery energy, and I have been getting fiery energy for you a while. So again, if you're attracting love, I definitely feel it could be like a fire sign. I also feel like you're kind of like bossing up here. So, the whole entire reading basically says that. You have this Forest card. It says muddled, unclear thinking. I'm pretty sure I said this to you last week. If you're getting, I remember what I said to you last week. I said that if you are getting overwhelmed, I think that is your clue to make something more simple. And, I think as long as you just listen to that internal voice that is maybe overwhelm, and you just say like, oh, I'm overcomplicating things, I just need to make things more simple, and, back it down a little bit, I think that you will find that you provide more than enough value. I think that you're over delivering in life, or whatever you want to call it, is really just people pleasing. So, I would be careful of that with that card there. But again, really not a big deal. I think as long as you listen to your inner voice, you'll be fine. You have this quill card that says get back to basics. Yeah, basics are where it's at. Everybody gets this card all the time. So anything, keep things simple, like I just said. You have this pin that says new job, new career. Yes, we see really positive changes in your finances, so love it. You have this funnel. It says period of frustration, lessons to be learned. I think this is what you're coming out of. I think maybe the past little while here has been frustrating. Even if we look at your astrology, there's a lot that basically says that you've been having a hard time getting ahead financially. It's like your finances maybe haven't been terrible and all that other stuff, but maybe it's been just the same amount of money. Why is this not working today? I don't know. See, I did hit the button earlier. It just didn't change, Pisces. But what I would say here is I think that what you've been dealing with is the fact that it's like not having that breakthrough. I almost feel like it's worse to, like, even if you're making a bunch of money, let's say it's money, but it could be anything in your life. If you're making a bunch of money, it's almost worse to not at least see some growth every once in a while where you start making more. And again, this isn't about like materialism or anything like that. It's like, just as humans, I think we are meant to grow as much as possible. So if there is no growth, it is frustrating, especially if you're doing things like putting in more work or more effort or whatever. I feel like you're coming out the other side of this, and we see this in the astrology, so it makes sense. You have the seahorse. It says family matters. Some of you could be meeting a person that you will have a family with, is what I'm getting here. But this is one heck of a reading here, Pisces. So I love it. Thank you for being here, and definitely enjoy your week.